Okay, so this is my final video of the night. It is part 2, and if you're reading this, James, or looking at this, you're going to call this part 2 of fitting in while mixed, or identity crisis, whichever. When I start typing, I'll know. But anyway, when you are mixed, your fitting in has to be the most difficult part of your life. And I say this because until I found out I was mixed, I just hung with black people. I just knew I was black. You couldn't tell me I wasn't black. You couldn't prove I wasn't black. This high yellow skin meant nothing. And you couldn't tell me that I wasn't the blackest black dude that ever walked the planet. Man, I was so black. I was blacker than blacker than blacker than black. And then girls just ruined my world. You're not black enough. Just sit back and soak that in for a second. Because I don't know if The Rock had to go through this, but I went through it. And to hear a black person tell you that you are not black enough, it's like a slap in the face. You know, what do you mean I'm not black enough? Do you literally mean I'm not black enough? My skin tone's too light? And there's nothing I can really do about that, but, I just got told a lot by a lot of black people. You're not black enough. And don't ask me how to explain what I'm about to say, because it was still to this day has not been explained to me. You don't talk black, that's explainable. You don't act black, and you don't walk black. Yeah, I said it. You don't walk black. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck do you walk black? I have a hard enough time just trying to fucking walk, but I don't walk black? So then, I'll catch myself, I'm sure none of you've done this, but in school as a kid, I would catch myself watching how other black kids walk. Then I would also go home and watch the Jeffersons, and I'd watch All in the Family, and I'd watch any pro-black show, and I'd watch these black guys walking, and I didn't get it. Like, they walk just like I walk. How am I not walking black enough? And then I watched one episode of Sherman Hemsley and George Jefferson in Good Times with Lenny. That's JJ right there, but, black dudes just walking. But they be pimping, I still can't do it. Okay, I can't. I don't know the first damn thing about pimping, because the only pimping I know was Steve Harvey and Pimpin' Ain't Easy. And Snoop Dogg and Pimpin' Ain't Easy. And I'm only like a year or so younger than Snoop, too. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I not black? Let me walk like this. Let me walk like an Egyptian, because that song also came out. Let me stand cool. Let me stand black. Got the gangster lean. Let me... Yo, let me talk black. Yo, what's up? Yeah. Man, I couldn't get none of that shit right. I only talk like I talk. And in the mix of this, I'm thinking to myself, what am I not doing black? I cuss like blacks. I fuss like blacks. I guess I jump like blacks. I run like blacks. I couldn't figure it out. But whatever it was, these girls were on my shit. And I was not black enough. And they told me to my face that no matter what the circumstances was, I would never be good enough for black girls. And like I said in the other video, I never believed them until after I almost died messing with a black girl. And then I totally flipped the script. So I stopped dating them. And I stopped messing with them in general. I still talk to them, I just didn't do that, because a lot of that shit came back to me by the time I got to high school. And there were some fine black girls in high school. And I was just so scared to talk to them, because way back in grade school, in the back of my head, one of those girls, LT or SW, told me that I would never be good enough for black chicks. Until this day, I still believed it. And now that I really just don't date them, I don't care. But it's one of them things where you have these identity crisis moments when you are mixed, that you don't know how to level the playing field or roll with it, so to speak. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? I can't get these hot black girls to like me. And then I go home and I look in the mirror. My skin tone is just as light as theirs, if not lighter. I couldn't figure it out. You know, I knew that I could never be white. I knew that. I talk to white people all the time, and I talk to them the way I talk to black people. I didn't really think there was a damn difference because when you're a kid, you don't really see color until you're taught color. And that was the issue for me. I was not raised to see color at our house. Cussing wasn't really allowed. I got away with it because my mom was never there to catch me. And my uncles and my aunts on both sides slightly encouraged me to do Eddie Murphy stuff. So yeah, to start with, my Aunt Ruth, that's for you. So, to start with, I did a lot of cussing. On both sides of my family, I came from cussers. And they won't acknowledge it, and I try my best to not cuss. It took seeing Denzel Washington and Malcolm X to realize why I cuss, because there's a scene where he goes, a man only cusses because he can't think of the words to say. I probably didn't quote that right, but you get the gist. And so then, as I got older, once I got into college, it was a whole new ball game. And I wanted to do a report on Japan bashing, and there was a Mexican girl who looked Japanese, and I talked to all the Vietnamese kids that was in the class, the one Korean, and then there was her. And I thought she was Japanese because she carried herself more like a Japanese person than a Mexican. When you do karate, you study damn near everything Asian, everything. You see something Asian comes on, you'll go look for it. You'll start Googling shit. It's not like you're gonna get off this video and go Google dubstep, but you will go off this video and go look up Okinawa karate. Okay, you will go and look that up. I promise you, when you get off here, it'll be the first thing out of all the things I've said. You'll be like, "This motherfucker said something about Okinawa karate." Go straight to Google. Okinawa karate. It's gonna give you yay so much history of Okinawan, and then if you Google Okinawa Kempo, it'll probably be there too, because that's where I learned some Kempo before I learned other Kempo, which don't ask, because Kempo is interchangeable, so to speak, because I believe it's Korean, but it's also Japanese. That's neither here nor there. So, in society, like when I would go to jobs, so job interviews, it's like I mark black, and they'd be like, "Are you sure?" And then on jobs, I tend to get along with people who were not black better than people who were black. When I worked at TJ Maxx, I got along really well with this Mexican cat. I'm not going to give him his name because he's cool as shit and I don't want him to be feeling ruined. We had a black manager. We had a light-skinned mixed woman who was a manager. I think she might have actually been Latin. And then we had a white manager. And then we had a Laotian manager. The white manager and the Laotian manager, they did not like me towards my firing or my letting go, however you want to legally put that. So, before I get there, freaking, I got along with the Mexican girl that worked there. I got along with the white people that worked there. But the black manager, not the one that would have given me my job back had she still been there, but the other manager that got accused of stealing and inside jobs, that happened, she didn't really like me that much. And I think it might have just been because she didn't know what the hell I was. But everybody else I got along with until I went into the Army and John offered me a job, and then John reneged. And before they reneged, I didn't know, so my job would not let me put my 2 days that I needed off, because I only worked there 1 day a week. And the 2 days I needed off fell on Fridays. And I was like, look, I need those 2 days off because I want to get this job with John. I'm not leaving TJ Maxx. I'm just going to get another job. Because with John, I could have worked my own schedule. I could have stayed in school. I could have done a lot of stuff. And $10 an hour to drive a whole bunch of people around on a big smelly bus, it's really not that bad. Windows do roll down. But they forced me to put in my 2 weeks, and I didn't put it in on paper, so I lost my job. Which is really like a really fucked up ass way for a Gaijin and a Laotian to get rid of my ass. Because one, I was there for like almost 3 years, and the first year, like most people and most places on the job, I was incredibly shy. And when I got used to everybody, I came out of my shell, just like most people do when you get a job. You got to talk to people on work. You're not going to go on a job. I don't give a damn what anybody tells you. You're not going to go on a job and not get to know people. You're not going to go on a job and not speak to people. You're not. You're going to talk to people. One way or another, there's going to be a situation where you're going to have to talk to people. It's just a fact of life. No matter what job you get, you're going to have to speak to your coworkers. You're not going to go to work and not speak to your coworkers, because if something goes wrong, they're going to think you're a psycho. And if somebody gets killed on the city, they're going to blame the guy at work who doesn't talk to anybody. Now, in the only cases I would say that that's even remotely possible is if I move to a region of China that does not speak English, because I don't speak Chinese. So I won't be able to talk to anybody. And they'll probably prefer to me as, hey, you. Yeah, you. I speak enough English to tell you how to do your job. That's it. And my response would be, yes, sir. I speak only English, and whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do, because I don't want to lose my job. That's pretty much it. Will I be able to communicate with other people in the job? Probably not, because I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak Mandarin. I don't speak Cantonese. So I'm going to be fucking stuck at a table by myself, and either they're going to learn English or they're going to teach me Mandarin so that I can compete and communicate with my coworkers. Or they're going to hire a translator to work beside me, so anything that I say to them, they're going to translate to my bosses and all that shit. And it's going to work out in my favor, hopefully. But when you're mixed, it's a fucking problem sometimes to fit in. Now, when I was in my 20s, I had been told, because I have curls, you can see them. The hair grease is wearing off, so I'm washing my hair tomorrow. I have been told, if you use a relaxer, it'll straighten out your hair. So what does my dumb ass do? I go get a relaxer, and I straighten out my hair. Probably should do that again. We'll weigh the pros and cons on that. So anyway, I go get the relaxer, I straighten out my hair, and I go to work. And so one day at work, when I had my first ponytail, one day at work, I go and I have to go do something for somebody while I'm working for Airmart. And this woman, out of the blue, asked me, from no apparent reason, I didn't bump into her or anything. It's kind of like she went out of her way, and she said, excuse me. I'm like, yes, ma'am. She's like, what are you? Now, first I was set it back a bit, because this woman was clearly Asian. I don't know what Asian she was, but she was clearly Asian. And I was like, well, I'm a man. She says, no, what is your race? I said, oh, well, I'm black and Cherokee and white. And she said, oh, you're mixed. I said, yeah. She's like, because your hair is incredibly straight. I said, well, actually, my hair is curly. I just relaxed the damn thing so that it can straighten out, because I'm tired of dealing with these damn curls. I said, oh, so you have curly hair? I said, yeah. Sadly, I have curly hair. I would much rather have straight hair. But that wasn't in the cards, so that kind of screwed that all up. But she's like, okay, I just want to know, because I've never seen anybody who looks like you before. I said, oh, so you haven't seen anybody as ugly as me? Is that what you're saying? She's like, no, you're not ugly. You just have a different look about you. And I thought that you might have been Hawaiian. I said, well, I thank you for the compliment, but I will tell you this. If I was Hawaiian, you cannot drag me from Hawaii unless the fucking 6 islands were sinking. You might not be able to drag me from there either, because I'm kind of afraid of sharks. So if I could find a boat or something to stay on, then I'd probably be right there until the next volcano eruption and reforms the damn thing. But that's not here or there. Fitting in and having an identity crisis when you are mixed is like the top of your checklist. And I'm going to have to make a third video, because I'm at the 15-minute mark. So thank you guys for watching.